Welcome everyone to David Dudley Outdoors, and yes, today's subject is going to be the spinning rod, and I want to teach you how to be advanced. I want to teach you how to be more accurate. I want to teach you how to become a better spinning rod fisherman. So let's get into it a little bit. The spinning rod has been around forever. Basically, it's been called the fairy wand. It's been called the sissy stick. It's been called a lot of names, okay? Let's get real. It has a bad reputation of being a lesser of a fisherman if you use a spinning rod. In my career, especially in the last probably 6 years, I've won 4 Angler of the Year titles, and I'm going to contribute to most of it to the spinning rod. Now, there's a lot of techniques you can do with a spinning rod. You can throw, of course, wacky rigs, shaky heads, drop shot, Nikos. I even throw it for cranking, jerk baits. There's a lot of techniques that you can use with a spinning rod that typically back in the day you wouldn't use a spinning rod for a jerk bait. You wouldn't use it for a crankbait. But today I want to teach you how to be more accurate with a spinning rod to help you catch those finicky bass. So one of the first things I see people do wrong with a spinning rod is they try to use too much arm. And what I mean by that is I'll watch them and they go just like this. They'll flip it and they'll go all their might, right? Oh gosh. How you like that? All up in the tree. They take their whole body and they're like, rah! And they think just because they move their arms and body and shoulder that they're getting a longer, further cast. Well, guys, it don't work that way. And here's what I want to teach you. Have you ever shot a slingshot, right? And you put your stone in it and you pull your slingshot back, and what do? When you're ready to fire, you let go and the stone goes flying. You don't pull your slingshot back, and when you let it go with both arms. You let the rubber band load up and throw it out there. The same thing is with a spinning rod. When I take a spinning rod and throw it, I want my rod to load up and do all the work. My wrists are going to do the rest. So when I make a cast, all I'm going to do is flick my wrist, let the rod load, whoa, and you can see how far it goes with just a simple wrist movement and letting the rod do all the work for you. The spinning rod is the most accurate casting rod on the market, hands down. Once you learn how to control your lure with a spinning rod, you will become a much better fisherman simply by controlling your lure. Why is it important to have accuracy and control with the spinning rod? Is because when casting to targets, casting to shade, skipping under docks, or whatever it is, you need to be able to stop, slow down your lure, and present it in a very natural manner. So when I'm casting with a spinning rod, a technique that helps me get more accurate with my casting is called feathering. Feathering is simply taking your index finger and touching the top of your spool right here. So I'm going to show you in slow motion what happens every single time I make a cast with a spinning rod. As you can see, my finger was touching and feathering. And feathering means it's like a bait caster. You use your thumb at different tensions. The same thing happens with a spinning rod. You're going to use your finger to slow down or to stop or to control your fall with using a spinning reel. So the feathering technique is what I like to use all the time. Now there's multiple ways to get accurate with your spinning rod, depends on what you're accustomed to. I feel the feathering with your index finger is the very best way at all times. The other technique is called, it's not called anything. The other way of slowing down and presenting your lure in a natural manner is just simply taking your left hand above your spool and grabbing your line while it's going through your hand to slow and stop your lure the same way. When it comes to skipping a lure with a spinning rod, the placement of your hands is very critical. The placement I like to use is always going to be split grip with my reel, but I'm going to take my left hand and grab the bottom of the pole, which gives me the whipping action that I need. I can't get the whipping action with just one hand. Can I skip with a one-handed skip? I can, but to get it way up underneath the docks, to get it way up underneath the shade of the trees, I need to create a lot of momentum headed that way, which I'm controlling with the feathering technique I talked about. So when you're skipping lures with a spinning rod, you're always going to have your rod at the 3 o'clock position, okay? You're not going to have it at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You want it directly at the 3 o'clock position, which allows that bait to skip. The higher I have my pole, the less skipping that's going to happen with my lure. A bait caster is typically known for using baits like a jig, a square bill, a bladed bait, a spinner bait, a just football jig. Typically, big lures are used for the bait caster. Now let's talk about why I choose to use a spinning rod versus a bait caster in a lot of situations. One of the #1 situations a spinning rod dominates over a bait caster is skippability. You can use a spinning rod for light lures, whether you're throwing a floating worm, you're throwing a Texas rig Cinco weightless. There's a lot of things that a spinning rod is dominated and used for. But the reasoning behind a spinning rod is basically the accuracy that I can achieve with using a spinning rod and having less backlashes that I would with a bait caster. There's nothing more frustrating than picking out backlash after backlash with a bait caster all day long when I can simply take a spinning rod and achieve the same mission. The setup I like to use when using a spinning rod is a 7'2" medium heavy proficiency rod. The reason for a 7'2" medium heavy, it is my all-purpose rod. I can do everything from throwing wacky rigs to using small crankbaits to jerk baiting. This rod has taken me 2 years to finally give my stamp of approval, and I am super proud of this spinning rod. Now when it comes to the reel setup, I like to use a 2500 size spinning reel. I like to use braid as my main line, and I attach fluorocarbon leader to my braid. I'm always going to use 15-pound braid with typically 8-pound fluorocarbon, all under the Gamma line fishing products. So when it comes to connecting my fluorocarbon leader with my braid, this is a question everybody gets asked a lot. So let's talk about that. The #1 thing you're going to have to learn, and I know there's a lot of men out there that got fat fingers, you got the working man's hands, and you're like, I can't tie it, I don't understand that knot. Guys, it is very simple to do. If I can do it with my fat fingers, I'm sure you can do it with your fat fingers. It's just a process of simply managing your fingers and using them in the right manner. So you're simply going to take your fluorocarbon leader, you're going to bring it down, fold it over, and put it into your left hand. If you're a right-handed guy like me, you're going to put it in your left hand, fluorocarbon. Then you take your braid and go straight down through the loop that you have created. Then you're going to pinch it with your right hand, right where you went in. And here's the thing. Now you're going to use your fat, crazy fingers. You're going to bring it around with your thumb and index. Then all of a sudden you're going to grab the line. Going to grab it again, grab your line. See how I'm using those 2 fingers to bring it around my line? I'm going to go around 5 times. Then I'm going to take my left hand, pinch the bottom, hold it in position, just like that. Then I'm going to take the braided line and wrap it right back around 5 times. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when you come around on the 5th one, you're going to take your extended leader length and you're going to push it back up through. So in the beginning we went down, come back, we're going up. You're simply going to take both tag ends, and it's good to wet it. Take both tags in and pull. And you can cut your tags as short as you want. The braided side does not need to be quite as short as the fluorocarbon side. So simply take your Cuda scissors here and trim it, cut it, and there you have it. Alright guys, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and learned a lot. Guys, I really do hope you learn how to use a spinning rod more accurately so you can catch a lot more fish. Guys, stay safe, hit the subscribe button, and I appreciate all of your support. I'm out.